Okay, in video 5 of 6, we answer the question, why podcast? There are basically 7 reasons why. We'll take a look at them briefly here and then go through them piece by piece. Number 1, it's a ton of fun. I have not had as much fun on the internet since, well, ever, since I started podcasting. Number 2, we talked about this before, but it's to grow and serve your audience. And we'll hit on that a little bit, although that was hit on the win portion of the video series. To explore a creative side, I think everybody has one in them. We'll talk about that a little bit. To explore the future of media, I'll pontificate a little bit there. To get content out that previously couldn't get out, we'll talk about what that means. Establishing yourself as an authority, and last but not least, launching a new revenue stream. Let's take a look at these independently now, one per slide. First of all, it's a ton of fun. It's a chance to be extremely creative in ways that maybe you were never able to be creative before. We'll talk about that more on a later slide. But the fact of the matter is if you do podcasting as a business, for many it's write-off time. I put the little asterisk there because you need to talk to your tax professional about what this means. But basically, start podcasting, and a lot of people get to play with cool toys and spend time and money watching content. It's an interesting industry to be playing in, and it is just basically a ton of fun. And, well, it's a chance to express yourself in ways that you weren't able to express yourself before. And there's a whole world out there who actually wants to hear what it is that you have to say. If you remember correctly, in video 3, we talked about when you should start podcasting. When you can, through your podcast, grow your audience and serve your audience. That was the totality of number 3, but I wanted to bring it up here. Basically, why podcast? If you can grow or serve your audience, that's why. Explore the creative side. Do you know how you communicate best? At least through media? Are you an audio or are you a video type? What's your communication style? Do you like to just tell the facts? Are you more of a storytelling type of person? Are you funny? Do you have talent? Exploring the creative side in podcasting is very interesting and something that I think everybody should, at the very least, give a try. Explore the future of media. We talked about this in video number 1, but time-shifted portable media is the future of media. Audiences aren't going to accept being told when and where to consume content. They're going to want to consume it where they want to, when they want to. And your choice is simple. You can deny it or you can be part of it. I recommend being part of it. A little joke around here at the office is who the media, you the media. You see, in the old days, there were 3 areas of media: production, distribution, and marketing. Usually in media production, you were one part. You produced something and then you gave it to somebody else to distribute and somebody else to market. Maybe you got something and you distributed it. Maybe you got something and you marketed it. Now with podcasting, you are the media. You can produce your content, you can distribute it through the podcast channel, and you can market it accordingly. It's a fascinating world. It's the future of media. You really might want to join in on it. Getting content out. Getting content out that previously couldn't get out. Do you have any archived content? And I'm not just talking audio. Maybe you have that book that you were never able to get out before. There are already proven examples of people who took their previously unpublished novel, made it a book on tape podcast, and found themselves with a new audience that they never had before. Do you have something in your closet, something on your hard drive, something on your shelf that you weren't able to get out there before, but now you can get out to the podcast channel? Might want to think about that. Are there meetings, sermons, interviews, conversations? Is there content out there that the world hasn't seen yet, that the world should see, that the world could see through a podcast channel? The opportunity to establish yourself as an authority. Hey, if you're already the authority, use your podcast to prove it. Remember the Where video? Somebody who goes into iTunes because they've got a new iPod and they want something about your topic and they find you, a well-rated, good-looking podcast. Wouldn't it be great if in using your authority to have people search and find you directly through this new media? And you know what? If you're not the authority, become the authority. Interview others. Become the reporter. Many out there with authority still don't have a podcast. And if you become the interviewer, the reporter for this content, for this topic, and start getting all the top people on your podcast, either video or audio, you will find that you quickly become the authority. Finally, one of my favorites, launch a new revenue stream. The most common dialogue in podcast revenue right now is selling advertising. And that's certainly legitimate. And that's certainly part of what we're doing around here. But it's a lot bigger than that. It's much, much more than that. You can use your podcast to sell your content. And nothing brings in a great revenue stream other than selling something that you've created. If you don't have content, could use it to sell your services. If you don't have content or services, could use it to sell your own product. Could you create content that you sell via the podcast channel? And if you can't sell content, services, or your own product via the podcast channel, all of which are usually considerably more profitable than selling advertising on your podcast, maybe you move and you sell advertising, but you sell on commission. You know, the intimacy provided by podcasting is phenomenal. And the click-through and the conversion rate, a good, proper campaign we'll see in a podcast is going to let you do better than traditional advertising does. Right now, traditional advertising is buying ads on podcasts at traditional rates. And if you sell on commission, you might find a much better revenue stream than you previously thought possible. So that's the why. Next video, this is the big question everybody's asking. Okay, Paul, you've convinced me. How do I podcast? That's exactly what we'll talk about in video number 6. Between now and then, I'll see you online.